Hi crafters! Well, this is another Smash Our Stash, and each month we have something that we are supposed to smash in our stash, or at least use for different ideas on how we can use up that product. This collaboration is sponsored by Beth at Bourbon Creek Crafts and also Teresa at Fresh and Renewed. So these are only a couple of cards that I did this month, and I just wanted to talk through it a little bit. I have lots and lots of ribbon, but I like to have lots of ribbon because I like choices. So what I did is I made these 4 cards, wanted to show you what I had done. So first of all, what I started out is I braided some red twine, and I just put my strips of ribbon across there, of course looking like a tree. It's the first time I've ever done this on a card, and a little bit of mixed emotions on how well it turned out. I think it's okay. I think that my other one is a little bit better, but basically it's just some gems on there and my stamp. Then I tried doing it with a different type of tree trunk in there, and what I did is I actually used 3 pieces of my green wire and put my ribbons through that and a ribbon on top, and put it into a pot with my sentiment on there, and it's raised up, and then a couple of the gems. So I think it's good. I don't think it's necessarily the card I'm going to make for Christmas cards, but I thought it turned out pretty cute. And if you want something that's really inexpensive, you can use these, use up your remnants of the ribbon in order to make cards like this. So I think that's a great idea. I've seen people do this type of card with remnants of fabric and tie it around a dowel. I tried tying these ribbons around the green wire, as well as putting it around the braided piece of red, but I didn't like the way that it poked off from the card so much. I think it's fine if it was a tree branch or something sticking up and you could tie it around. I think it would work better. But that was my trial and error, and that's what crafting's all about, is just trying something, see if it works. And if it doesn't, then you don't do it again. So possibility this could be done again, maybe a little bit differently, maybe even without the ribbon, doing it with pieces of paper might even be a better idea, with a stick behind or a stamp behind or something. But I think they're pretty cute. They're good. They're not the best, but so then I went to something that was a little bit simpler, and I just wrapped my red snowflake ribbon around here, and then I tied a bow, put a piece of my holly on here, and stamped my sentiment, and then used 2 gems, and these are from Queen & Co. Those are 2 of their gems from their, I can't even talk today, I'm so sorry, but I thought it turned out pretty cute. It's very simple. I had also thought about putting packages on the bottom here, or an ornament or something, but I like just the simplicity of this. And this actually was a ribbon that I finished. I actually got rid of that spool. And then this was my final card. I wanted to try something different. I don't normally put flowers on my cards. I'll use it for decorating mini albums and things like that. But I actually took, this is a pack of ribbons that I got from Really Reasonable Ribbon, and it's their monthly ribbon club, which it's fun because you can get different ribbons that you might not pick out for yourself, and they're all good quality. But I used a couple of my holly leaves. These are Prima flowers I had in my stash. And then I punched out a sentiment. And again, these are Queen & Co. Gems on there as well. And this is just, this is a My Colors cardstock that I got from Country Craft Creations. So I think it turned out pretty nice. I put one of the ribbons in there for the bow on there. So just to finish off here, one of the things that I like to do on my ribbons that do fray, if you use a lot of seam binding, and that's the one thing about seam binding that kind of drives me nuts a little bit, is that it does fray. But I use Fray Check on my ribbon, and one of the things that when you're watching it, it looks like, oh my gosh, I've now got this stain on my ribbon because it looks really wet on the ribbon, but once it dries clear. So that's something you should get a hold of and use for any of your seam binding ribbons for the ends. It actually makes them look really nice because you can cut them first and then just immediately put some Fray Check on it, so then it's not fraying at all. The other ones, that these ribbons that might have some polyester in them, you can take a lighter to the edge of the ribbon before you put it on your card, and it will bond those fibers together. So those are a couple of ways to keep your threads from fraying. The last and other way that I do it is I use some, I've got some here. I use some black and white, or black cardstock, and I'll put tabs on the end of the, let me see if they're in here. I put tabs on the end of my ribbon. This is not exactly like I use, but here, these are. So something like this, and I might put two of these together. I'll put two together and then close my yarn or my ribbon inside, and then I use some glossy accents on this to make this a little bit so it has a little bit of, it has an appearance of a button, you know, like a glossy button. That's how it turns out, and it works really, really well for my for the ends of my ribbons. I usually do this if I'm putting seam binding as a closing for my mini albums. I will use this to put them together and put the ribbon in between, and then I know that my ribbon is not going to fray. So that's another quick tip. So I wanted to give you a couple quick tips before I close out this video. I hope that you look at some of the other videos that have gone up today. My apologies, I'm late in getting my video posted. Life got in the way today, and I hope that you enjoyed the collaboration that we have. Thanks so much for watching, and have a wonderful evening. Thank you.